It is 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started because I do value your time. I appreciate you all for joining us this morning for our Google training for parents. So everyone can hear me okay. Could you all please make sure your mics are muted while we are speaking? And we'll go ahead and get started. So right now on my screen, you see our agenda for this meeting. I am Brittany Jones, the voice behind the screen. I am the principal at Charleston Elementary School. We have our assistant principal and several of our faculty and staff members on this training as well. The purpose of this meeting is to familiarize our parents with our Google Classroom platform that we're going to be using this fall for virtual learning. And we've also used this prior, our third and fourth graders used it last school year. And for the summer, K through 4 use this. So for some, this is just a refresher. And for some of you, it may be totally new, but we'll get through this training and we'll talk about future opportunities for personal training. So I'm going to switch from the agenda to our actual presentation. And maybe move some stuff around. We'll get started. So this is the Parent's Guide to Google Classroom. First, what is Google Classroom? It is our learning management system where teachers can post assignments, videos, resources, and links to external programs such as iReady, Commonly, and any other software programs that we use in our school district. Now, to get started, your child will need an email login from the district. All students in first through third grade, well, first through fourth, have already been issued an email address and password. If you've lost those credentials, all teachers will be given their email addresses for students on their rosters, and they will start contacting you all this week. You may inform your child's teacher if you need that email address and password, or if you need your password reset, we can get that done for you. For our incoming pre-K and kindergarten students, once the registration window closes this week, we'll begin creating those email addresses and accounts for those students. And we will make sure we have those to our parents before August 6th. Now, even though our district is going to virtual learning, our devices are not here yet. And so I just wanted to remind you all that we will start off with packets, but this training is beneficial because this is the platform we will be using for virtual learning. And we know that some parents already have technology access to internet, and so we wanted you to have this opportunity to learn more about Google Classroom. So once your child has their email address and password, those logins, and some of your kids may be already familiar with logging in, the students that are in third and fourth grade for sure will know how to log in. For the younger kids, that may be something that we're going to have to do with them, parents. So next, getting started, you will access the internet, locate your Google browser icon that looks like this colorful wheel here. If you have Safari or Internet Explorer, you can access Google Classroom from those browsers, but the programs that are assigned under the Google Classroom may not download or run correctly. So it would be best if you would use the Google Chrome browser to access Google Classroom. Now, once you locate the pinwheel and you're ready to log in on the internet, you will type in google.com into your web address bar. Like you're searching anything up on the internet, you will just type that in. And then your next page you will see the button in your right corner that says sign in. And this is where your children will go to sign in, where they're going to get ready to put their email address in. Okay, so from there, it's going to ask you for your email address, and that's where you're going to use your district email address, and then next it's going to ask you for the password. Again, your child's teacher will have the email address and password. This is just like if you were using your own personal email account. So you're just going to use the school district assigned email account to access your child's Google Classroom. Then you will hit next. Now, when you sign in onto the account, you're going to see several applications that are affiliated with our G Suite, our Google Suite from the East Tallahatchie School District. And so you're going to become very familiarized with all of these apps, and I'll show you here in a second. So this is the 9 squares here is where you can pull down to see the menu options. You see there, you have my account. That's if your child needed to want to put a personal signature or anything on their accounts. You have your mail. That is very important because you will get those notifications in your mail when an assignment has been posted, or if a teacher has left feedback for an assignment. You have your Google Drive. Any documents you download from Google Classroom, you can save that into your drive. It will always be there. You have your Google Classroom icon, which we'll get into in a minute. We have Docs. That's where your child can type out if they have, a writing assignment. They will use that to type. You have a lot of apps there, and we'll get more into those in a minute. If you all will give me a second, I'm going to get some other parents to join. Give me 1 second. Okay. So let's continue on. So like I said, once you see those 9 squares, you will pull down this menu and you'll see Google Classroom. And those are those icons. I do have a reference guide that we're going to get posted on the district webpage, and it gives you a little bit more detail and how to for utilizing these different apps under Google Suite. Okay, now, so let's get into Google Classroom. This is your tab for the Google Classroom, as I said. And then when you go to the Google Classroom, you're going to see your child's classroom. Now, for some of you, you may not have that code. I'll show you how it looks once we get into the example, but you'll see whatever your child's teacher's name, for example, you may see Suggs 3rd grade, and that's what you'll click to access the information in their classroom. Please note that your teachers are going to start contacting you all this week. They'll inform you about their personal Google Classroom accounts, and they will send out you the invitations to join. Once you log into your account, you'll see exactly what this screen is showing you. And then, like I said, I'll show you another way to join a classroom here in a second. Now, once you join your classroom, you'll see the main page. The main page looks similar to the news feed you will see on Facebook or any social media site you have. On the main page, you'll see the most recent updates and postings from the teacher. In the upcoming box for number 8, you will see if something is due on Friday, you will see it right there in that box. Whatever is due, that helps children to understand, like, this is your deadline for posting this assignment. It will give you reminders. So if you could see that those numbers are coded, number 1, if you want to get back to the class menu, you can see your current class, where 2 is. Your announcement page, that's your stream, like your social media news feed page. That's what I think of it as. Number 4 is where you're going to see all of your assignments. That's under their classwork tab. And number 5, you will see the teacher and classmates there. So if a parent, if you're helping your child, you can see, if you may know a child's parent that's in the classroom, if you all have some questions for the teacher, you all can communicate that way as well. 6 is your waffle button. That's your directory for all of your apps. 7, if you have multiple children, make sure that you are under your right child's Google Classroom, so it will always show you whose account is logged on if you look at number 7 there. And again, 8, upcoming assignments, and 9, any updates from the teacher will be in this main stream page. Now, when you're navigating into Google Classroom, there are different tabs, and the teachers will set their classrooms up. We're going to try to follow the same general format so that it will be easier for our students to get used to. So you will see the classwork tab up there again, number 1. And parents, if you want to see grades, if your child has submitted an assignment and the teacher has graded it, you can see view your work, number 2. So that's the tab you'll be able to see all running grades. Give me 1 second. We're going to add some more people to our Google training, you all. I apologize. Okay. Again, number 3, you see those due dates. If you go to calendar, because all students will have a calendar based off of the assignments that their teachers are putting in. And so you can see the assignments at a glance. If you go under the calendar, you can view your files, and 5 through 8, you'll just see those different topics and the way they have those assigned. And again, I'll show you an example that I've done with the teachers at the beginning of summer so that you'll see that it's very user-friendly. And again, our teachers will try to follow this general format of posting by weeks, and they'll have day 1, day 2, and 3, like the example is showing you here. Now, the good thing about Google Classroom is it can be accessed from anywhere. If you have an Android or iPhone, that app is available. You can download it on a tablet. You can access it on a desktop. And you all, like if your child has a PlayStation game, anything that has a web browser, they can get onto Google Classroom. And so this learning platform is very user-friendly, and like we said, it can be accessed from virtually anywhere. I would suggest that you allow notifications if you do download this. In that way, you can ensure that you're not missing any updates from the teachers or any assignments that has been posted. So I would recommend you to download the app. All right, so that was just our PowerPoint. We're going to get into questions and comments. I'm going to show you the example of how it looks for us, and then I'll tell you more about the possibility of you coming in small groups where the assistant principal and I will meet to do more hands-on training with our parents that are interested. So give me a second here. I'm going to show you those logins. So during the presentation, I mentioned that you can join 2 different ways. Parents, if your child's teacher has their kids the class roster and they already have the email accounts, which that it will be true for our 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade students, those kids already have email addresses. So this week, your child's teacher will go ahead and start sending you invitations to join their classroom. As you can see, we have one teacher has already began to set up her classroom and started to send invitations. And so you will just hit join. It's going to say whatever the teacher's name is this school year, and you will press join. That's as simple as that. Now, the teacher may say, well, if you don't join that way, you don't accept the email account. I'm just going to go back to classes. If you don't see that on your news feed, when you go into Google Classroom, the teacher will provide you a code. And so to do that, you will go to this plus sign in your right-hand corner at the top upper corner, and you will put join class. And whatever the code is the teacher gives you, you will just enter that code and press join. So those are the two ways that you can join the actual Google Classroom. Now, I'm going to show you an example of how our teachers are in general will set up their Google Classrooms. Again, this is how it looks. This is our news feed. The teachers can post on this page and you'll get those updates. If a classmate has a question that the whole class may benefit from, we are encouraging them to post on this general page, but the teachers will filter through them. We have to remind our students that this is a school setting, so they have to watch what they post. The guidelines for behavior is still expected using our Google Classroom, but this is your main page. Now go to the Classwork tab, and this is probably how your teachers will have it set up. Instead of this saying week 1, June 1st, excuse that because I said this was for summer school, but it will have, the first week of school, and it will have each day. We'll have the standards that are addressed, whatever that's needed for learning that day, whether it be videos, worksheets, games for practice, all of those things will be there. And what your child would just have to do is just click on that, whatever it is. If it was a video, now what's different is I just put a video on here from TeacherTube. What you'll see in your actual child's Google Classroom are teacher videos. Your teachers will conduct Google Meets every morning, and you will see those videos posted on their Google Classroom. So they may use external video from TeacherTube or YouTube. That is fine, but all teachers will post daily videos for their lessons, introductions, questions, all of those things. So it will be much more personal. Now, and so you will, at a glance, the students, the parents, you will be able to see everything that's due for day 1. It will give you step-by-step directions, and our teachers and teacher assistants will be making contact with you all to ensure that you understand what the expectations are for the day. And so it will go on so forth. Day 1, day 2, it will tell you everything that's needed each day to complete the activity. This is how the Google Classroom will be set up. Again, our packets will start being delivered on the first day of school, which is August the 6th. And any assignments that you see here, it will be included in the packet. So the kids are not at a disadvantage because we understand that a lot of people don't have devices yet. And so we want to make sure that all students are provided a fair opportunity for learning. And therefore, the only thing that the kids won't see is the videos, but we're exploring different avenues of getting those videos there. Social media pages, YouTube, and all of those things can be accessed virtually anywhere. And so those are options, and they will be there. So if you miss it on Monday, you can go back. If today is Thursday, you could go back and view Monday's videos, any material. Now, that's the pretty general format of how the Google Classrooms will be set up. I want you all to see here this Meet. Parents, when your students log in for a Google Classroom, there's a Meet tab here. That's what your teachers will be utilizing each day to have that classroom instruction time. Every teacher is sending with their packets their schedule for their Meet times. That's when the teachers will introduce lessons, do anchor charts, ask questions with the kids. So just like we're on call now, they will have that opportunity to do that in a class setting with them being at home and the teachers being on campus. And so we encourage students to participate. We'll send home expectations for attending Google Meets, but the link will be right there. So you will have access. You don't have to log out and go to a different place. You can just utilize Google Classroom to to get onto your Meet for your classroom instructional time. And again, you'll see your kids' teachers here for the people, and then the tab where it grades any assignments that are posted. That's where you will go, parents, to see the assignments. You'll see feedback left from the teachers as well. So this is pretty much Google Classroom. We're gonna open up the floor for questions that anyone may have with Google Classroom. Let me show you all something. This is what I was talking about that I'm going to see about getting it posted to our district's webpage. This is a little cheat sheet of how to do certain things in our different G Suite apps. There's the Chrome, Drive, Slides, a lot of these that we're using, the Google Classroom. And so if you just click those links, if you want to know how to turn in an assignment, you can click the link and it will take you to a video that's showing you a little tutorial of showing you how to do specific things on Google. Okay. We're going to open up the floor for questions if anyone has any questions. Okay. Well, I thank you all for joining us. Ms. Watson, if you can check our chat box to see if there are any questions. While we're here, you may contact the school to see about an additional training. Like we said, we're going to offer more hands-on training for our parents of Charleston Elementary. So you may contact the school with our secretary. Right now, we have someone there that has our calendar for training opportunities starting this week, starting tomorrow. And so feel free to contact our secretary here at the school, and she'll let you know the available times we have, and we'll do it in a small group setting. If you do schedule a in-person training, we are following the safety guidelines. You will be required to wear a mask. You will be subject to getting your temperature checked, and we're going to social distance. We will be in a classroom, but we're going to try to maintain 6 feet away from each other, but it won't be more than 5 people at a time. And we just want to offer any opportunity for additional training as possible. So please feel free to reach out to us, as well as your children's teacher. They have done an awesome job this summer with the Google training. And so a lot of our teachers are very familiar with this platform. And we will continue to provide, training for our staff to make sure that we're able to help you all.
One question that everyone's having is, will we have a time where we can have a training for parents that work?
We will make accommodations. If we do, it will have to be just one day, because we do have a lot going on, but we will make accommodations. If we know that a lot of parents do work mornings, then that's something that Ms. Watson, myself, and a few of our teachers here can make that happen for you all. So if you just leave that message with our secretary, then we can plan for that, and we will contact you as soon as we have it available. But we'll try to get it done this week. The next training will be at 5. I know we had a few parents to join late. So the next training will be at 5 o'clock. And again, I appreciate you all for joining us. We thank you.
Ms. Jones, are you recording this, and will we post it on our district website where they can watch it at a later time?
Yes, it is being recorded. It is being recorded, and we will send it to be posted on the district webpage. For parents that have multiple children, today is the elementary. Again, I will have another training at 5, and then we will have our middle school and high school will follow up these next 2 days with Google Classroom training as well. It's pretty much the same information, but it may look a little different how they're going to set theirs up because they do have older children. But in general, Google Classroom is pretty much the same. It's a very user-friendly learning platform. Okay, I see that we are running out of time. Thank you all again. Please feel free to contact the school. I'll put our email address there again for anyone that needs to send Ms. Watson or myself an email regards to training opportunities or any question that you may have as we get ready for this upcoming school year. Okay. Thank you all so much.